Hi there, this is the Shadow Ranger, and I'm back with another video. There was a report that came out on a couple of wrestling sites last week, and some people have gotten upset about it, and I want to respond to the people who were upset about this and throw out a question to you. The report was about TNA and hiring former WWE talent, and what it said is that the word is that their new policy going forward when it comes to hiring ex WWE talent is that they're probably not going to hire ex WWE talent unless they were really big names. For example, Mickey James or Matt Hardy. I don't really think Matt Hardy is that huge of a name, but you get where I'm going here. And that Kurt Angle was pushing to get Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin brought into TNA, but because TNA doesn't see them as really big stars, they're probably not gonna get hired. And while I personally would love to see Haas and Benjamin come to TNA, and although a lot of other people are upset to hear about this, I gotta say on this one, I think TNA has the right idea, and here's why. TNA has brought in lots of big name talents over the past few years. Hulk Hogan, Sting, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, Kurt Angle, the list goes on and on. But it really hasn't done anything for ratings. TNA consistently gets about a 1.0 to 1.3 each week. And you know what? If they're going to get a 1.0 to 1.3 anyway, they might as well do it with cheaper indie talent. They have Generation Me on the roster, and I don't know how much they pay Generation Me, but I would say that I would guess that it's less than what Haas and Benjamin would want. So say Generation Me cost you $80,000 a year. Haas and Benjamin are probably going to cost you at least $100,000 a year to have them. So I feel like if you're going to get a 1.2 with Haas and Benjamin, and you're going to get a 1.2 with Generation Me, you might as well have Generation Me and save 20 grand. Again, I really like Haas and Benjamin, and I would love to see them in TNA. But the question needs to be asked: can they be consistent draws for TNA? TNA needs people who are going to be a consistent draw for them. People who will consistently draw in viewers for Impact and consistently get them pay-per-view buys. And as much as I like Haas and Benjamin, I just don't believe they are two talents that can do that. And to be honest, I can't think of any one wrestler or any one tag team that can bring a consistent rating, that can be a consistent ratings draw for TNA. So I want to put it out to you. Who is someone you think would be a consistent ratings draw? Now, I can't ask you to speak for everyone. I can only ask you to speak for yourself. So I'm going to put out a question to you, and this is a basic fill-in-the-blank question. Now I have two, and I would like you to respond with your statement. I will say the two, and then I will explain what I mean by them. Number one. Sentence number one. I would watch TNA every week if blank were on the show. When I ask this question, I'm talking about a consistent draw. You will watch every week if this person were on the show. Can you name someone that you would put in that blank? One person, one or two people that you would put in this blank. I mean every week consistently draw. And I don't mean download the show the next day or record it and watch it later. What I mean is I will tune in every Thursday night so that they get the ratings points. Like, I will sit down in front of my TV and turn it on and watch Impact every Thursday night, or DVR it so they get because you can get like the ratings points from the DVR a few days later that comes out, like that gets recorded too. So watch it on TV on Thursday night or DVR it. I would watch TNA every week if blank were on this show, because this is about, the reason I say that this is about ratings. They don't get ratings points from you watching an internet stream or watching on YouTube or download the next day. Now, me personally, I don't live in the United States. I live in South Korea. I am not able to watch TNA on television. To the best of my knowledge, it doesn't air in South Korea. If someone happens to find out that I'm wrong and you know what channel it airs on in South Korea, let me know. But when I was in the United States, I watched it on TV. So this is about them getting ratings points. Okay? So one more time, number one, I would watch TNA every week if blank were on the show. Second question. First, to pay-per-views. They need someone who's going to be a consistent pay-per-view draw. Again, I love Haas and Benjamin, and there's a lot of people out that aren't in ex-WWE guys that I would like to see. There's a lot of people on the indies I'd like to see, but I don't know that they would be consistent pay-per-view draws. The ex-WWE guys, not the indie guys. Of course, the indie guys aren't. You have to build the indie guys up, but, you know, ex-WWE people specifically. So here's two. I would buy at least, because I know everybody can't afford all of the pay-per-views, so I'm looking at consistently buy at least more than half. So I'm going with 7 out of 12. So here again, one more time. I would buy at least 7 out of 12 TNA pay-per-views each year if blank were on them. If this guy is on the pay-per-view, I will order it. And I mean order it. Not Justin.tv, not some illegal stream site, not wait the next day and download it. I mean call your cable or satellite provider, pay the $30 to order the pay-per-view. Okay? They need pay-per-view buys. Again, I would buy at least 7 out of 12 TNA pay-per-views each year if blank were on them. Fill in that blank with any person in the wrestling business that you want to. Any wrestler. Whether it be a wrestler, a tag team, anyone else. Because, you know, people complain about saying that, you know, TNA and even WWE to an extent, no, they don't listen to the fans and they don't give us what they want. Well, you have to show that with your wallet. If they know that you will tune in onto the show to give them the ratings they need, that you will buy pay-per-views to see a particular talent, that dude would get a job. They would definitely, for certain, hire Haas and Benjamin if they knew that you, the wrestling fan, would buy the pay-per-views to see Haas and Benjamin. Not Justin.tv, not download it somewhere the next day with a torrent. I mean, call your cable or satellite provider and pay the $30 to see them. Because this is a business, people. I know some people don't like to remember that, but like to hear that. But this is business. This is about making money. They will hire whoever brings them money. It's about pay-per-view buys. It's about television ratings. It's about merchandise sales. It is money. You want a guy on TV, you need to show TNA, I will fork over my hard-earned money to you to see this guy. You want Amazing Red to get pushed? Buy Amazing Red's gear off the website. You want Amazing Red to get pushed? You tune in. You make sure you tune into the segments that he's on Impact so they get high ratings. You want Amazing Red to get pushed? You buy pay-per-views when he is on their wrestling. That is how you get him pushed. That is how you get more focus on him. All right. You don't want Hogan and Bischoff in TNA. When Hogan comes on, change the channel. If you hear that Hogan's gonna wrestle one night, don't tune in. When they see the ratings go down when he's on TV, he'll get taken off television. Alright? So, I have ranted enough for a few minutes. I gotta get ready to go back to go to work, and I'll be back later with another video. So yeah, again, I'm going to restate the two questions one last time. 1, I would watch TNA every week if blank were on the show. 2, I would buy at least 7 out of 12 TNA pay-per-views each year if blank were on them. Please type the question in the comments section with the names that you choose, fill in the blank, or make a response video of you reciting said sentence with the name in the blank. Again, if you like my videos, please subscribe, tell other people about them so I can get more subscribers. There's lots of other things I like to do on YouTube, but I need more subscribers to do so. I would love to one day be able to do Q&A videos and things of that nature. Follow me on Twitter, the link is in the description. Thank you and goodbye.